Because again, I'm going back to like when I first got to know you, and one of the first things you ever said to me was that, Eli, you look like you're a guy that works hard. We didn't really know each other, but we'd see each other online. And something I've always struggled with is finding work-life balance. These are conversations I've had with Timmy, with Oscar, as we've become closer. But you are, we've made jokes about this, you're the leader when it comes to finding the balance between working hard and having just as much fun.
A master,
if you will. And so I'm definitely on that journey. And actually being around you boys has definitely helped me do that. How have you come to that place? Was it a very clear-cut balance that you struck, or was it like an evolution where you got to the point that, you know, this is work, this is fun? Or did it come from a place maybe of imbalance and having to find that balance?
Maybe.
Because a lot of guys, the narrative for men is, you know, grind, work hard. We don't, if you're sleeping, you're wasting, you know, you're making money, you're sleeping. All that stuff, right? Reference for Timmy. But you're sleeping at this time. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
So I want to find out, like, how did you strike that balance? Because a lot of guys, they think that the working is the be all end all, it's the 100%. You don't have time for that. And I've been that guy, and I burn out, I get sick, right? But I'm trying to do that because of people like you that have shown me there's that balance. How did you get to that place?
I think we've had those instances. I think a lot of us have had those instances. I remember we were discussing with someone, and then someone told me, and then it happened at the workplace. Someone told me, by the way, I hope you know that if you collapse here, they'll have a replacement for you next week. I was like, oh.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
It is so true.
It is, yeah. The show goes on.
And that's exactly what happened to me, because the guy broke his back and I replaced him.
My gosh, yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always someone who's ready to take that position. And what happens now is you just rush through life being the perfect version of yourself, right?
Guilty.
I remember that that was a rationale between like my Twitter and my Instagram. Like my Twitter is not as cheeky or jokey as my Instagram. My Twitter is kind of like my LinkedIn, just less words, because you still feel like it's a space where you can curate and get, maybe your career can progress. And then Instagram is a showcase of what work-life balance is, right?
Right.
And the problem with the problem why I don't engage too much on Twitter is because sometimes you can get dragged into a lot of social issues, and you don't want to be that person. You don't want to. I personally wouldn't want to be that person, right? Like it's fun when you watch it, but it can also do something to you if you actively participate, right? So that's the path I chose. But I didn't know about that work-life balance until it had to happen. I remember we were with. I don't know who we were with, but there's Tony Elumelu. He's Nigerian,
the Nigerian billionaire.
Yeah.
He has the Tony Elumelu Foundation.
Yeah.
Fire.
So Tony is kind of like a pal.
Jesus Christ.
Not like that.
So me and Uhuru.
No, it's like saying your landlord is your friend. They're not really. We just talked once.
So me and Jehovah.
Yeah, you know. You know,
the
president. Let me tell you, the one time Georgie said something that I just went like, "Oh my god!" I rolled my eyes. Was the president of Rwanda has the softest hands?
Yeah.
And then me and Eli just went like,
firm grip, but really soft hands. It's mind blowing. Oh my god!
Fierce but vulnerable.
Amazing man, firm grip, soft hand. Sir, what is your routine?
Tell us, what do you use?
What do you use? You know, I've been here using Garnier. Well, plug. So, there's no switch, right, with that work-life balance. It's just knowing. Sometimes you create a life that is so perfect, and I think I was also guilty of that in the relationship, where you want your partner to be a certain way, right? Like you want your family to relate to you a certain way, or you want your friends or whatever a certain way. Yeah, you will never have the right balance. Yeah. Like you try to curate your social life, your work life, I remember when Instagram introduced close friends. I had close friends for I think a day, where I would put some scandalous stuff, meaning like you would go out and just have a crazy time. Yeah. Then after a while, you're like, you know what? Come see. All of you come see. Huddle up. All of you come see.
See the madness.
See what's up. Yeah. You know, like, I mean, I understand, of course, for some people, it's a bit more touchy than others because of professional settings. But I personally feel like it's just reminding yourself that you can have a certain amount of fun that allows you to, you know, just have a normal life. Like you can. What's the problem with laughing? Oh, the reason why I mentioned Elumelu, actually, that's the point. So we had gone to Switzerland for the World Economic Forum. So we
Davos,
reached in Davos, yeah.
Oh God,
And
this
then-
man's gone to Davos. First of all, fist bump.
Hasn't-
That's
has-
that's my dream like destination. Like one of the reasons why I want to, and you can go back to the episodes where I was talking about one of the reasons why I want to start a multi-million-dollar business is because I just don't think there's enough African representation in these forums. Like World Economic Forum, it's always like, sorry to say it, but a lot of like white guys sitting somewhere and going, oh, this is how the world should go. And like black, like us Africans don't really get that much of an opportunity.
Yeah.
So the fact that you say that Tony actually is one of the few who've gone there, and I like kind of from the research I've done about Tony Elumelu, he's one of the few Africans who actually cares about African growth and African economics and how we can grow as a continent. So like for me, that's a big thing.
Big part of that is yeah. No, that's true.
It's nice. Well done. So of course we were speaking about the possibility of joining his company and like doing some work together and whatnot. And then he says, oh, by the way, you know, like my guys will send you the contract or whatever. And like he's having a very serious conversation with people he's hired out the breakfast place, and people have come to have breakfast. And then he says, okay, after all that talking and whatnot, he says there's the Tony Elumelu Foundation is doing the thing for the entrepreneurs. It's in Lagos and all that stuff. So I saw two elements. So he was in Davos, where he's supposed to be speaking to a huge group of investors from around the world. And he still has the time to say, what are you doing in the evening? You know, like, what are you doing in the evening? And he said, no, we'll be sitting editing. Editing? You've been working the whole time. What do you mean you're editing? Enjoy. You're in a different place. What do you mean?
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Then we went to Lagos, and he had called almost everyone to Nigeria to just discuss entrepreneurs and young entrepreneurs and startups and whatnot. And at the end, in his building, like there was he threw a huge party.
Wow.
And he told guys, just what do you live life for? Like, what do you live for if you're like this the whole time? When are you ever going to see the sun, you know? So that's a proper mantra. I believe if you sleep 7 hours, 6 to 7 hours or enough sleep, and you can balance out life, social, like don't be unkind to anyone. Whatever you do should be no one's business.
That's very true.
Explain nothing to no one. Just have fun if you want to. If you don't, stay home.
Yeah.
It's up to